Now we have a problem with our own vehicle. We have a sporadic fault here. That means the headlight flickers, it turns on and off, and now we need to see what the cause is.
We will examine the connector and check if, for instance, oxidation in the connector, that perhaps a pin has also rotted away, and there we will see to it that we naturally replace it and get the headlight back to its full function.
We have localized our fault, and indeed the connector is oxidized. And that is why?
Exactly. We now have to replace one pin. There we have one. Due to the oxidation, we have our fault. And now we naturally need to find the source. We can check via the housing. As for VW, we have the original part numbers on file, which we can look up. If the damage was severe, we could even use one of our Repcon, a complete replacement connector, but since it is only one pin and we have a multi-pin connector, we prefer to opt for a simpler solution here, using just our available assortments to go ahead and replace one pin.
The problem is always, how do we find the right pin? The crimp connector, how do we find the right tool for it? The difficulty is that we cannot simply state that the connector and its corresponding pin are located at this specific point on this particular vehicle. We would prefer to proceed by looking at the pin under the connector housing, then comparing it with the picture in our online or paper catalog, and order it via the article number from the wholesaler. Unfortunately, that is the only option we can offer. The crimp connector assortments include an incredibly large selection of different manufacturers regarding contacts and connector housings, whether it is AMP, Tyco, whether it is Kostal, whether it is Grote Hartmann, Delphi, Deutsch, FCI. You truly have an excellent system here for finding exactly what you need.
If you see the pins pictured in our inserts up here, it's important for you to know they can be reordered, as with all our sets. In most cases, it even states which crimping tool belongs to which pin, because that is naturally the next.
And next step, what is the correct release tool to get this crimp connector out of the housing again?
Alternatively, everything is available online, and it is listed with every item, assuming we stock the necessary tools for it.
Yes, we have now determined crimp connector oxidized. We have selected the matching one now. To illustrate this better for you, we will not perform the repair on the vehicle now, but we will now show you using an example how simple the handling of the correct tool is.
Exact. Here is our stripper, our wire end remover. So we first need to strip the wire end. Then we have our sealing plug here, which you see down here in the respective boxes that are supplied. We slide that over. Then we take our crimp connector here. We can now place the crimp connector onto the Crimpo 30 here. Then insert that neatly at the front.
A so-called positioner.
Now we are aligned with the die here.
The contact is now guided. It cannot move away.
Now we insert the cable with our insulation stripping, or with our sealing plugs, and et voila. We have now crimped our cable. Release from the positioner, and then we can now here insert immediately.
Now you are perfectly informed about our crimp connector assortments, about the matching professional tools for it, and also how you can perform the application. So, to put it simply, when it comes to contacting, the first address is Hearth and Bus.
And everything else you need to know is in the description, the online catalog, or our installation catalog.
Right, and don't forget, subscribe to our channel to not miss any more videos.